All right, let's get right into it. Today we're diving deep into a really powerful framework from Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette. It's all about rediscovering four ancient, powerful archetypes that, together, create a blueprint for the mature masculine. And this whole explainer really kicks off with a massive question, one that feels more relevant than ever. Seriously, why do so many guys today just feel lost, like they're stuck in a rut or just frustrated with life? Well, the source material we're looking at has a fascinating answer.
The core argument here is that as a society, we've lost something absolutely crucial: the rituals that used to guide boys into manhood. Without that clear, structured transition, without that map, guys are left to figure it out on their own, and a lot gets lost in the process.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. The authors make this pretty bold claim. They say that what we often call patriarchy isn't true deep masculinity at all. No, they argue it's actually the expression of an immature masculine energy. It's what they call boy psychology. And you can see the huge difference right here. On one side, you've got boy psychology. It's all over the place, swinging between being aggressive and being passive. It's chaos. But on the other side, you have man psychology, which is centered, creative, calm, and strong. The whole journey is about getting from that first column to the second. So what happens when that guided journey is missing? Well, a man, even a grown man, can end up stuck, still living out the patterns of boyhood. He's ruled by the immature archetypes. Let's take a look at what they are. It all kicks off with what they call the divine child. This is that energy of pure potential you feel when you're young. It's that sense that you're special, you're creative, that you're here to do something great. But it's also, incredibly fragile. But here's the thing. Every archetype has a shadow side, and this one splits into two. On the one hand, you've got the active shadow, the high-chair tyrant. This is the guy who demands that the world revolve around him. On the other hand, you get the passive shadow, the weakling prince, who uses his helplessness to get others to do everything for him. See that swing?
Now, the highest form of boy psychology, the peak you can reach in that phase, is the hero. This energy is essential. It's what makes a young man want to leave home, test himself, and forge his own identity. It's a huge step, but, and this is the crucial part, it's not the final destination.
And just like the divine child, the hero has his own two-sided shadow. There's the grandstander bully, arrogant, reckless, thinks he's invincible. And then on the flip side, there's the coward, who avoids conflict at all costs and lets himself get pushed around. They look different, but both are driven by a deep insecurity. So here's the bottom line. To truly become a man, the hero has to, he has to die. Not literally, of course. We're talking psychologically. That boy part of the ego, with all its grandstanding and fear, has to step aside so that the man can finally emerge. Which brings us to the good stuff, the solution. This is the blueprint for what comes next. It's a map of the four powerful, positive archetypes of mature manhood that are waiting as a potential inside every single man. And here they are, the big four: the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover. Think of them as the four pillars of a solid, integrated man. When you have all four working together in balance, that's when you're truly powerful and whole. Let's start with the king, because he's kind of the CEO of your inner world. This is the energy that brings order out of chaos. It's stable, it's centered, and it creates a secure, prosperous kingdom, not just for himself, but for his family, his community, everyone he's responsible for. But when that king energy goes wrong, it goes really wrong. The active shadow is the tyrant. He's paranoid, controlling, and crushes any threat to his fragile power. The passive shadow is the weakling. He just abandons his throne, gives up his authority, and lets his kingdom fall apart. All right, next up is the warrior. And we've got to be clear here. This isn't about rage or mindless aggression. The mature warrior is about discipline, clarity, and decisive action. He knows what his mission is, and he's serving a cause that's bigger than his own ego. The warrior's shadow, though, is pretty brutal. In its active form, it becomes the sadist, cruel, destructive, lashing out at others or even himself. And in its passive form, it's the masochist, the pushover, the doormat who can't stand up for himself, and basically invites people to walk all over him. Okay, now for a really fascinating one, the magician. This is the keeper of special knowledge. He's the part of the psyche that understands how things really work under the surface. He's the strategist, the wise advisor, the one who can see the whole playing field. And the magician's shadow is, it's sneaky. The active shadow is the manipulator. He uses his knowledge not to help, but to control and play games for his own benefit. The passive one is the innocent bystander, the guy who pretends he doesn't know what's going on, all while subtly sabotaging things from the sidelines.
And finally, we get to the lover. And no, this isn't just about romance. This is the energy of being truly alive. It's passion, it's art, it's nature, it's deep connection to people and to the world. It's the part of you that feels everything, the joy and the sorrow. It's what gives life its color.
When the lover is in shadow, it's a story of extremes. You either get the addicted lover who's constantly chasing the next high, lost in a sea of sensation, never satisfied. Or you get the impotent lover, who's the complete opposite. He's numb, depressed, totally cut off from his feelings and from life itself. So, you might be wondering, what do we do with all this information? Well, the point isn't to become one of these things. The point is to see this whole system as a map, kind of like an operator's manual for your own psyche, helping you understand your strengths and, just as importantly, your shadows.
I absolutely love this analogy from the book. You can't see these archetypes directly, right? They're invisible. But you can see the patterns they create in your life, in your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. They are the invisible forces shaping everything you do. And that brings us to what might be the most important takeaway of all. The solution to this crisis isn't to have less masculinity or less masculine power. No way. The argument is that we need more of it. But specifically, we need more of the mature masculine, more of that centered, creative, and life-giving energy. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Looking at this map of the psyche, which of these mature energies is most active in you right now? Which one is guiding you? And, the tougher question, which of their shadows might be holding you back?